Good morning, class. Today we are working on Lesson 15, Reader's Notebook, pages 213 and 214. We're continuing working with transitions, and we are also going to talk again about irregular verbs. This is our fourth time visiting irregular verbs this year. So we're going to be looking at irregular verbs again and transitions in writing. Here we have transitions in writing, and it's broken up into different forms of writing: opinion writing, informative writing, and narrative writing. And we have done so far this year informative and narrative writing, and we have not completed opinion writing, which is going to be our last writing unit this year. Opinion writing. When you're completing opinion writing, use transitions that link reasons and supporting details to the opinion. Things like consequently, because, as a result of, due to, furthermore, specifically, first of all. Informative writing, use transitions that link examples and facts to the main ideas. For example, also, in fact, in addition to, in contrast, similarly, especially, besides. And in narrative writing, use transitions that show the sequence of events. First, at the beginning, next, then, later, finally. And here's an example, an informative text. Sybil Ludington was different from many 18th century women. Although she took care of the house and children for her father, she could also ride a horse well. In addition, she was independent. For example, she didn't ask anyone to go with her on the ride. So when you're working through these, ask yourself the thinking questions. What is the purpose of my writing? Which transitions will show the organization of my ideas? Today we're going to be inserting transitions to connect ideas in the paragraph. We're going to go ahead and complete number 1 on our own, and you're going to work through number 2 by yourself. Number 1, I'm going to write a report on Sybil Ludington. Blank, I will read the selection. Blank, I will check the internet and other books for more information. Blank, I will take notes on what I find. Blank, I will write up my report. And blank, it's done. I will hand it in. Well, we can see from the first part, I'm going to write, and then the very last part, I will hand it in. This tells us that we're probably looking for transitions that are going to tell us time order. This is something we've practiced, and this would be narrative writing. And so we're going to look there. Remember, narrative writing, you're using transitions for sequence of events, things like first at the beginning, next, then, later, finally, last. Okay, those are all good transitions for time order. Okay, I am going to write a report on Sybil Ludington. Blank, I will reread the selection. Well, first, I will reread the selection, so first would be a great one for there. Now I'm going to continue with my transitions in time order or sequence of events, and I have blank, I will check the internet and other books for more information. Next would be a great one. Next, I will check the internet and other books for more information. I will blank, I will take notes on what I find. Okay? We could use then. Then I will take notes on what I find. And then we have blank, I will write up my report. Well, I could say later, I will write up my report. So we can add in. So we have later, I will write up my report. And blank, it is done, I will hand it in. So it could be when it is done, I will hand it in. And now your paragraph reads, I am going to write a report on Sybil Ludington. First, I will reread the selection. Next, I will check the internet and other books for more information. Then, I will take notes on what I find. Later, I will write up my report. When it is done, I will hand it in. And that's how you use transitions using sequence of events. Again, we've practiced this a lot of times, but extra practice is always good. All right, when you are finished with this page, you're going to complete 2 on your own. When you're finished, you can go ahead and move on to page 214. On page 214, you can see we're talking about irregular verbs again. And remember, when we talk about irregular verbs, those are just verbs that when we make them past tense, you don't just add ed to the end of them to make them past tense. You have to actually change the word. If you had the word flick, if you were going to flick something and you wanted to make the word flick past tense, the word flick, to make it past tense, all you have to do is add ed. Okay? You just have to add that ed to the end. These words you do not add ed to. Remember, those are regular verbs. These are irregular verbs, and when you have irregular verbs, the word actually changes when you go to make it a past tense verb. So we have a chart here, or a table, and it says, fill in the missing form for each verb. Okay, so your job's going to be to complete this chart first, or the table here, and then after that you're going to go down and circle the errors in verb form in the paragraph. In the top we have present tense, past tense, and past participle. Okay, and we'll talk about that again as well. So we have ring is present tense. Rang is past tense. It's not I ringed the doorbell, it's I rang the doorbell. Okay, and then the past participle is I have rung the doorbell. Okay, I have rung. We're going to go down to the next row, and it's the word break. So the present tense is break. Past tense is not breaked, it's broke. So we're going to take past tense, and we're going to put in here, you can see we're going to put the word broke in for past tense. So present tense is break, past tense is broke, and then past participle is have broken. So I have broken many things. Okay, we're going to go down and do another row together, and it's swim. Okay, it's not I swimmed it across the pool, it's swam. So in past tense, we need to add the word swam. So we have present tense swim, past tense swam, and then the past participle is have swum. I have swum many lengths of the pool. All right, I'd like you to finish with take, throw, speak, and write on your own, getting the past tense form and or the past participle. At the bottom it says circle the 4 errors in verb form in this paragraph. And one of the things that I think helps the most when identifying mistakes in writing is to hear it. Okay, oftentimes when you hear them, not just read them silently to yourself, but when you hear them, you can hear the sound that doesn't sound right. He keeped a journal. We're going to go ahead and do this first one together. He keeped a journal. Well, we know that the word keeped doesn't sound right, right? Keep is an irregular verb, and the past tense form of keeped is the word kept. What it should say is he kept a journal. So on the line, you're going to write the word kept. Okay? So it would be he kept a journal. You're going to then continue and read each sentence and identify if there's an error in verb form. And if so, you're going to underline it or circle it and then write the correct form on the line like we did with keeped. Kept is the correct form. Past tense of keep is kept. All right, when you finish this, make sure you take a picture of your work, attach it to your assignment, and upload it in Teams. Thank you.